Because if you look at the farms, if you look at the fields, the open markets, what you see is women. But then between making that money, saving it, and ultimately investing it to create wealth, something breaks for women. And it is entrenched in our societal construct, our patriarchal systems, and then we needed to do a change about that.
While we wait for systems to become more diverse or welcome us more, what are we going to do in the meantime?
Female entrepreneurs really need is access to networks where we have a lot of Microsoft employees who are willing to contribute their time and effort.
If you're a business that sees itself going global, like we do at African Fit, we'll definitely need some sort of like boost, some push, because we need to tap into those existing networks that these big tech companies do provide.
I know that we'll get there, slowly but sure. We had to be flexible and agile. I normally tell my team, we need to be water. Just flow, When you find obstacles, just find a way to navigate. So be water, be agile.
Hi everyone, welcome to Harvest. My name is Phil Dierking and I'm the CEO co-founder of Harvest. Harvest is an inclusive fintech for women where we give women greater and easier access to financial services as savings, impact investment, and credit. Credit particularly for low-income women communities, as smallholder women farmers and women traders. I started my career marketing for financial brands, and I did that for over 13 years. And by financial brands, I mean, marketing for banking, insurance, pension, wealth and asset management, and the whole. And I realized that there was a challenge, and the big challenge was that a lot of women were not consuming financial services, even across board, even at banking, which is meant to be like the basics of financial services. And of course, this was due to many reasons that, I cannot exactly sweat here, but they are largely due to our societal constructs, the patriarchy itself, and a lot of women feeling like finance is a man thing and they can afford to sit back and not consume it.
Our mission at Harvest is to improve women's life by providing greater access to and use of financial services. My name is Yomi Ogulen and I'm the CTO of Harvest. One of our major challenges has been the fact that we're a niche product and we're for women. And we are sidelining like half of the population, more or less. But what we're trying to preach is inclusivity, which means that we're not actually excluding men, but we're making men allies to empower women financially. So with that, this would transcend into the fact that we don't really get as much funding as we should get because of our focus on women. So we've been in existence for about 3 years now, and over the course of the 3 years, we've grown in leaps and bounds. We have well over 20,000 users, and most of these our users are the ones that actually impact and invest in these women in the rural areas. The
first challenge is fundraising. Typically, it requires that we need a lot of patient capital. So we are open to opportunities in grants and the likes. Last year, for instance, Harvest got awarded a non-dilutive fund from Google Black Founders Fund Africa. That was it helped with deepening the technology stack we've built, took care of some of our overhead bills, and largely helped us get some key hires that expanded the team. And between then and now, for instance, we've released a lot of features on the product, and we've witnessed some stability. For us, that was our second time applying. We have had some funds that we've applied for 3 times, 4 times, and then we go again. So it's a constant game of resilience, a constant game of getting better with your business, with your model, and how you put it out there. And we applied the second time last year. We had a series of interviews, and then eventually, we got in alongside with other amazing startups.
We built the app to be very simple and very user-friendly. So to download our app, you just need to go to the Google Play Store, the App Store, if you're an iPhone user, and you search for Harvest, download, sign up, just about a few steps. Savings can be goal-based. It can also be saving as a group, as well as locking up funds for a long period of time if you want to. And the engineers actually work on these applications. They actually locally source talent. And the structure we run here to help our company culture is a hybrid structure. So we give them the liberty to work from anywhere they please during the week, and they come in a couple of times in a week. So the reason for in real life meetings is just to improve team bonding and to ensure that productivity is also boosted as a whole.
Small hands, not big hands. When we launched in March 2022, we really opened the doors to everyone because we believe that ideas are not just about where your school and what school you actually went to. And anyone who has an idea, regardless of where they are, can start their business and gets access to the same tools and technology that someone in the US could get as well. And that's really inspiring. And I think it's also really inspiring for female entrepreneurs. There are not as many female entrepreneurs, and we hope that through these platforms, we can definitely encourage more females to be able to join us. And that's really exciting. And I think that speaks also to our mission, just to empower every person and every person on the planet to be able to achieve more. Hi, I'm Davina Yo. I work for the Microsoft for Startups team, and I'm the Startup Global Enablement Lead, where I lead teams that help startups gain access to the right set of resources and experts that can help them succeed. We started off almost with a hypothesis, thinking that they would need more help with technology skills. But what we found is that it's not necessarily the case. What female entrepreneurs really need is access to networks. And so as part of the Microsoft Founders Hub, we do get them access to expert advice. And where we have a lot of Microsoft employees who are willing to contribute their time and effort. So for example, if they need access to networks, to customers, they can easily reach out. And I think that this has been a huge benefit, and a lot of female founders have found that highly beneficial to be able to expand and extend the network. I think that's where we can complement the work that we're doing with Microsoft with these partners and these strategic partnerships.
In the early stages of Black Girl Ventures, I actually had a situation on Bumble that led me to getting $20,000 in funding. And I don't know if I can tell that story, but I'm a member of Rising Tide Africa, which is based in Lagos. We're focused on investing in women entrepreneurs and underrepresented founders. We're focused on investing in African entrepreneurs. I also see it where in the States, this bridge opportunity, right? Like, how are we helping people export? How are we helping people import? While we wait for systems to become more diverse or welcome us more, what are we going to do in the meantime? While we wait for girls to be able to go to school, what are they going to be doing? How can we teach them innovation? How can we teach them to use their voice? How their voices can be used? What does that look like? And guess what's probably happening while those girls can't go to school? They're thinking of innovations. They're thinking of other things that they can do. How do we hone in on that? How do we support them? How can we keep the innovations going? What does it look like to bridge the understanding of what's needed? Because I think we're living in a global society more than ever right now with tech continuing to develop, breaking down barriers of access across continents.
In times of change, when the world seems uncertain and what we hear doesn't reflect what we see, we seek the truth. When we are told only part of the story, we lose trust. In moments of crisis, our dreams, hopes, and wishes for a better tomorrow depends on a free press. At Voice of America, we bring you the stories that people take risks to see. We connect the world and unite it with truth. At Voice of America, we show you the whole picture.
Action.
My name is Fashion Sankunda, and I am the CEO and founder of African Fit. What generally inspires me is technology and the opportunities it presents for me to create impact in my society. I came across a research by Business Insider that indicated that Uganda is the second fittest country in the whole world. Yeah, and
Really?
this is mainly attributed to the working population that actually walks to work. But then another study that was done by the World Health Organization indicated that 33% of the total deaths in the country are from non-communicable diseases, and that every Ugandan has a probability of about 22% of dying prematurely because of the non-communicable diseases. And these diseases that I'm talking about are cardiovascular related. You have chronic respiratory diseases, you have diabetes and cancer, all of which could be avoided if we were living healthily. And so African Fit is coming in to make fitness more accessible and affordable and achievable by providing quality fitness products and promoting a healthy living amongst the Ugandans. We have people who are traditionally not comfortable with, going to the gym, and then, they're working out in front of everyone. They're moms who would like to, get fit, but they cannot do that within the gym. And yet sometimes, or most times, we do view the gym as a place where it's the only place where we can get fit. But we're saying that, hey, through technology, you can actually get fit from within the comforts of your home. You don't even need to leave the gate. You can even lock the door and you work out from home. All you need to do is just tap into our African Fit products. We have the products, the accessories you can use as you're exercising. And then we also have the programs. So just within your sitting room with the mats and our products, you get to work out. And this is enabled because of technology. So we are seeing technology coming and making things that would otherwise be difficult for us to do, to now do easily within the comforts of our home.
As Angels Basketball Club, we look out for businesses that have quality merchandise for sports and fitness, and African is one of those. And we like their quality. It's really, really top notch. So we usually reach out to them to hook us up with quality equipment for gym and for fitness. And that's how we work with them. We have amazing products.
Given the influence of these big tech companies in Uganda, we're seeing how communication has been affected by this. We're seeing more infrastructure being built to ensure that more people get internet access. And because of that, small businesses such as myself or growing brands such as African Fit are in position to tap into this infrastructure to grow. My business has managed to grow in the sense of, I used to employ myself when I just started during the pandemic times, but now I've grown to the point where I'm now employing 2 other ladies who are young and also helping me grow this brand. Personally, how I have benefited from these big techs, and also these effects can be felt within the business, is through the initiatives that these big techs have taken in investing in Africa, but also promoting businesses and leadership skills in Africa. So for example, through the Google Developer Student Clubs, which I started within my university, Uganda Christian University, I brought together developers who were interested in Google technologies to come and learn and share from each other. But in a sense, I got to also learn about these different opportunities and benefits that Google products do provide. And going into my business, it was like a no-brainer, because then I could leverage these services that Google provides, like the Google Analytics, to then boost my business, understand my customers' trends and what they're into, what they would like for us to bring, just basically utilizing this opportunity that big tech has provided for us. And so that's how my business African Fit has benefited. We rely heavily on these analytics, and also for advertising purposes, and also for me as an individual, growing my leadership skills, and so on and so forth. Many big tech and investors are looking into the African space. It's because we have a growing market, and I think they have now gotten to realize that, because Africa has been there the entire time, but all of a sudden there's now an influx of investment, which is a good thing, because now a business like African Fit can now dream of scaling, because I have these opportunities that present themselves through this investment. But Africa has a growing market, and I guess these investors are getting to appreciate that fact and want to tap into that growth. And so they're looking into these different opportunities, especially in technology, that they could invest in. The success in relation to whether you have the influence of big tech in or not, I think you can realize some potential success even without that investment or involvement. However, if you're a business that sees itself growing global, like we do at African Fit, we'll definitely need some sort of like boost, some push, because we need to tap into those existing networks that these big tech companies do provide, and to see that exponential growth. So you can attain some success just locally by taking advantage and growing your local base, your local customer base, and maybe looking for investors such as government grants. But if you're looking to scale to that like global level, you definitely would be looking at how can I get these tech companies involved. Much as the influence of big tech is very much needed, there is a downside that, in my opinion, I see. The fear is being dependent heavily on these big tech companies, because then what happens to when you want to innovate and then you need their influence? Can you innovate for your business without their 100% influence in that innovation? But then also bring in the cultural impact of working with these big techs. These big techs have different cultural values and norms as opposed to what we have. Now, if you let that directly influence, there could be conflicts and tensions in there that could bring your business down. So I guess those could be the potential downsides, but you as an entrepreneur, you would need to take this into consideration. And as you're growing your business, you have this in the back of your mind that, hey, yes, as much as I need your input and investment to grow, I need to stick to my cultural values. I need to stick to my own innovation values and ensure that I am growing this business according to how I've seen it. As a person, individually, I believe in creating impact in people's lives. I believe in changing people's lives one way or another. And I've always wanted to do that through technology. And I feel like African Fit does provide me with a vehicle to do that. And so it would really be sad, in a sense for me, to not see it through, to not to reach that impact that I imagine and envision African Fit can help me achieve. And so that's what I would basically lose. It's the inability to create the impact that I hope to see throughout my lifetime. 10 years from now, because of the influence and the investment of the big tech, I believe there's going to be an immense economic growth, because we're now seeing many small businesses or individuals who are starting up businesses and leveraging these technology platforms to then promote and grow their businesses, which is the case for African Fit. We are purely purely online business, and we have taken advantage of these tech spaces to reach our customers, to build a customer base, and I'm very confident that because of these platforms, we'll then move into other countries and scale to other countries. So for the future, it's just going to be economic development. We are going to see more businesses booming. That means more employment opportunities, and all this is being enabled by technology.
We have a really robust community in the Founders Fund. I'm Kaylee Emmerich, and I'm the head of Google for Startups in North America. We know that when only certain kinds of people get all the resources, they're only going to develop certain kinds of solutions for certain kinds of people. And so by supporting entrepreneurs of all kinds, it is a way to ensure that the next generation of innovators are people solving problems from a diversity of perspectives. We know that's better for business outcomes, it's better for innovation, and it's better for just us as people in terms of solving all kinds of problems. And so this sense of community, it's important for founders everywhere, but in particular for founders who don't have every opportunity and always have a seat at the table, to connect them to one another, to kind of lock arms on the journey is really important.
The underrepresented people.
But wait.
Yeah, okay.
I want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Because here's the thing. Y'all like maybe not believe me when I say this. The best piece of advice that I've gotten, I would love to share. Be all that you are as soon as possible. What that means is there's things that you're thinking about. There's things that you're like, I wonder if I can. How do we begin to explore that, right? Like what are the ways that we navigate, that we can start to explore who we are, try to rise above the oppression that's happening to us as women, and really push you to say, no, I'm gonna try this piece. I'm gonna try this piece, right? Like how do we get empowerment? How do you empower yourself? Parents raise their children for the world that they know. What the girl child should know and recognize is that your parents are raising you for a world that they know, but you know a different world. And so be respectful, right? Respect that, and you have to think about how you empower yourself and how you move forward to really go for your dreams, because you're the only one dreaming it.
My name is Eunice Minor, CEO and founder of Bismart. I was featured in the first season of Startup Africa, and I see you're back. Yes, we were featured in 2019. Actually, after the shooting, then COVID happened, and many things changed. Number one, we had to go home and work from home, and that was one of the changes. Though for us, it wasn't very different because being in a tech company, we used to working remotely, so it wasn't such a big blow. However, of course, we saw a decline in terms of, the kind of insurance people are taking on, because people, insurance is not a basic need. So when people are trying to manage their finances, it's the first thing that goes. So we saw a little bit of, downgrade. But then later, I think people got used to it. It started picking up. That time, we were focusing on the young people, how to access insurance, mobile phone insurance. A lot changed. Some partnerships didn't work out so well. But then we had to pivot and focus on another customer who is a mix of both young and older, but now not included in the insurance. So we are now focusing more on the informal sector, people who are doing businesses, but they get their income on a day-to-day basis. That's the majority in Kenya, and I think actually in Africa, the majority of people work in the informal sector. But because they're in the informal sector, they're not reached by insurance because it's easier to sell to people who are formally employed. So that is our current focus. So how are we using technology to enable the informal sector to access insurance? What we do, we work with in partnerships. So we build a technology that helps our partners to be able to onboard these people in the informal sector so that then it's easier for them. So we're using tech, but it's more B2B than the first model, which was just B2C. Now we are B2B, but then we are helping the end user to be able to use insurance. So during this period of COVID, you see, our existing customers were struggling to pay premiums. And so we asked as a team, what can we do to help them make money so that they can pay us? And having been a salesperson before, they were like, why don't you train them how to sell in these difficult times? And then, so long as they sell, they will pay us. So we started training them on how to sell and coaching them. And when they increased their sales, they kept buying. So, and after last year, 2022, we decided to create a business because the demand was very high. So 20X Entrepreneur was born. 20X Entrepreneur means we want them to aspire to grow 20 times. Business owners, when they come, we coach them on how to help their salespeople to sell. Then they normally send their salespeople, we train them. And then it's when they start telling us, oh, I need insurance for health for my staff. And that has really helped Be Smart to grow. You have to bring them, you have to really innovate on the product before you bring in the technology bit. Because insurance is not a product it's not because there's no technology that insurance penetration is low. It is because the products available do not relate or they are not able to afford them. There are many other factors. So we need to solve those factors. Then technology will just blow it up. We want to see insurance penetration increase. That has been our dream. It may have been, taken longer, but we believe that we're going to see increase of insurance penetration, at least to be double digit like South Africa. And we're doing so much to see that. And I'll give you an example. We are designing a product with farmers where they pay insurance with their produce. So they don't have to think about money. They just need to exchange their produce on a daily basis with a health cover. So I know that we'll get there, slowly but surely. We had to be flexible and agile. I normally tell my team, we need to be water. Just flow, When you find obstacles, just find a way to navigate. So be water, be agile. Yeah.